it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you.
Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to do my results video. I'm actually just closing out all the open-ended things that I've got going on. I didn't get to close out my savings tracker yet because my husband didn't get paid until the 29th and I didn't know how much money I was going to transfer over. I need to close out the last 3 days of my weekly check-in. Even though it's not a full week, I just wanted October to stay in October, so I'm closing that out. And then I'm also going to close out my paycheck 3, which also happened on Friday, so it's only 3 days of spending, but it's a lot because my husband came home on Friday. He's been out to sea. He's a contractor for the Navy. They just got back on Friday. I can say they're home because they're already physically here, and it's public knowledge that the ship came home. Even though I never named the ship, it's still important to not give out too much information on ship movements, and that's how we protect and support our service members and troops. So, and with Veterans Day coming up, you know, I am so thankful for all the veterans out there. If you are a military family, or if you are a veteran, or, you know, even your parents or grandparents and they were, you know, you have my highest respect and honor to have you be on part of my channel watching my videos, and thank you for your service, and thank your family members for your service. So I really appreciate that. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to close out the month of October. Tomorrow's November 1st, and hopefully I haven't quite got my A5 Rings agenda and my life planner plan with me's filmed because my husband came home this weekend. I just didn't have time to do it before, and he actually came home early, so really kind of threw my schedule off. So but I will get those up this week. They just might be a couple days late. Other than that, let's go ahead and get this done. I'm actually filming this in the evening, 4 o'clock. I got a couple hours before trick-or-treaters probably start coming by, so I wanted to get this done so I can get it up tonight and out to you guys either late this evening or first thing tomorrow morning. So here we go, closing out October. Weekly check-ins went really well. I have a lot of numbers going on here, and I'm going to zoom us in and just show you where I left off and what changes I made, and then close out the weekly check-in, paycheck to paycheck, and then the savings. And then we get to fill in my trackers. I have savings trackers. I'm get to color in, so I'm super excited about that. So let's go ahead and zoom in, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So where we left off last was here, and I had $180.23 for groceries, and I had $482.74 for restaurants. The only thing I changed here is this $482.74. I subtracted $294.20 out of that, giving me a balance of $600 between all 4 categories. Going forward on Friday, I knew I would need money because I knew I would have to buy extra groceries and stuff like that. So instead of pulling all of that over, that $200 and some stayed in the checking account, and I counted that as my buffer in the checking account and left it there, and then only budgeted these amounts for the last 3 days of October. Well, the only thing I've really spent in category-wise is the grocery, household, and restaurants, because my husband's back. He loves to go out to eat, and I did prepare myself to be able to go out to eat, even with, you know, health issues and stuff like that. I still can, but I just have to take care of myself and not overdo it and cause problems for myself. So, and then I bought extra groceries. So I am over in groceries, but I'm under in restaurants, miscellaneous, and gasoline I didn't even use. So all 4 categories combined was enough to cover everything. I just went over in groceries because I was at the store today, and I had to buy candy for Halloween. I hadn't done that yet. And I typically don't until Halloween because, well, I'll eat it all. And that is not good for me. So I wait till the last minute. But this year was really hard because I went to Walmart and my grocery marketplace, and I haven't been to a lot of stores, but they had no candy. No Halloween bags or anything like that. Usually they have so many, like there's enough for next year. And no, their boxes were practically all empty, and anything they did have left, nobody really wanted. So I was like, I don't know. And I went to Food Lion, and that's where I found candy. But even those were slim pickings and not the typical candy I normally get. So it was very strange. So we are going to weekly check-in. Now that I do that by going to my calendar. And I'm just going to flip this way. And I'll show you the calendar. Sorry, I'm moving the calendar or the book so much. But we're going to check in from the 29th to this little corner here to the 31st. So I gotta grab my sticky note here. Almost forgot it. And we're going to go ahead and fill all this in. Now these are the 25th and 26th. I've already done these. So these, I had to split this day right here in order to have a day to put stickers on. So that is what I have there. But let's go ahead and start with this corner. And on Friday, I went to Food Lion for grocery household. And to be the life of me, I can't remember what I got on Friday. I have a block right now. So it's $53.75 there. And then I went to Dollar General and that was $9.59. And why can't I remember Friday? I know I picked up some stuff. I know I had to pick up some soda, some cola, because I've stopped drinking Coke altogether, but my husband still drinks it and I can't just take that away all at once. So I went and got him for him to have Coke and for me not to drink. So that's going to be hard. But today, this is the candy purchase plus a case of water plus, what else did I get? Like I use these carb balanced tortillas by Mission, I think it is. And they're kind of pricey, but I bought 2 of those. And what else did I get? I got some cereals and stuff like that too. But I can't remember everything that I got here. But that was $72.98. And we have a pretty good neighborhood of children. So I just want to make sure I have enough candy for the evening. And it's a one time a year thing. It's a fun thing. I sit out in my driveway. I decorate out there and kids come by. And I usually have some movie playing like The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown or the Scooby-Doo or something like that. Those are my favorite things. And then at Walmart, I bought groceries and I bought a lot of meat, like 4 pounds of ground beef, chicken tenders, and I got a package of those. And then I got a lot of bathroom supplies and other things that are a little more high priced. So that was why that was pretty high. So let's mark these off. There we go. Dollar General, what did I buy that I needed? I bet you it was the Coke. I bought the Coke. Did I buy anything else? Can't be $9 for the Coke. I bought Coke and something else, and I can't remember what it was. And I was on my way to pick my husband up at the base. And I may have grabbed him a snack or something too. So that's what I probably got there at Dollar General. So let's total this up real quick and then we'll get to the other categories. Let's see. I have $53.75. Trying to see if I'm on camera. Oh, and then I have $9.59 and $72. Oops, I hit too many buttons there. This is why I typically pull my sheets out, but I'm kind of in a hurry because I know trick-or-treating is going to be happening and it's pretty soon. So $53.75 plus $9.59 plus $72.98 plus $133.39. And that there is $269.71. Oops. Can't read my own writing. 71 cents. There we go. Now that is definitely more than what I budgeted for, but the other categories can take the hit of the overage. So that's not a big problem at all. Now, my husband and I went out twice. Once to El Toro Loco, Mexican, the night he came home. So, and I got something as healthy as possible from there. And $32.09. I think I got a taco salad that was chicken, but I didn't eat a lot of the crust or anything, like the taco shell bowl or anything. And it's really good though. It had a lot of lettuce and cheese and stuff like that. And then we went out to Why Not. You know what I don't have here is the Pizza Hut, or not Pizza Hut, Papa John's. And I know I did get Papa John's. Let's see. And then $57.33. We didn't want Papa John's, but I need to pull that up. Okay, I am back. So I looked online and I found out exactly how much I spent for Papa John's, and I wrote my little label here. And I am sorry I forgot that one. That's so not like me. Not like me at all. But yeah. So my boys had pizza, we had Mexican, and then the next night my husband and I went and got pizza and dinner, and my husband had a couple beers and just kind of chilled and relaxed one of the games at one of the restaurants and just had a really good night. It was really, really cool because that night they had a saxophone player playing jazz music or something like that, and it was really cool. It's not groceries, it's a restaurant. And so we had a really nice dinner out, and I had a salad and a little pizza, and then we just finished the rest of it today for lunch. So there's that. So Papa John's was $26.24. So those three items there, Papa John's, El Toro Loco, and Why Not, are the only eating out for the weekend. And then we're not going to go out to eat for lunches or anything during the week. And we're going to meal plan for this week. But he just got home, so we're still working on how to do that and what to eat and all that good stuff. So, $32.09 plus $57.33 plus $26.24, and that gives us $115.66 that we spent. Okay, so now we can move on to the only item that I have that was a miscellaneous, and that is my Amazon Kindle. I bought a book, A Person of Interest is what it's called. It's about how a police officer who was a detective solved a murder case without a body, and his theory on how he did that. And he took that same theory of how to go back and build a case, and he did it faith-based on Jesus and how he went from being an atheist to a follower of Christ. And it's just a fascinating tale of how he broke it down and looked at history. And he didn't use a lot of scripture. What he did is he actually went back and looked at all the historical context that was written by the history of the time, and the people of the time outside of scripture, and then pulled it in with scripture later and made the connections. And it's just a great story. And I just love listening to, because I love crime dramas and CSIs and NCISs and all that stuff. And because of that, I'm just like, oh, this is really interesting. So that just really pulled me in. So, yeah, that's all I have there for miscellaneous, and it's a neat little book. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my weekly check-in here. And we're going to put these spending numbers here, and we're going to see where I'm over, where I'm under, and how for the month I'm under, but for grocery household I'm a little bit over. But I don't mind that because it was today's the last day of October. I could have waited till tomorrow to get the groceries, but my husband's actual checks for paycheck 1 for November are already here, and I had plenty of money left over in these categories in the buffer, so I'm like, I'll just claim it today because it happened today, and then that leaves a little extra wiggle room for going into November because I've already pre-bought some of the groceries. So grocery household, I did spend $269.71. Restaurants, I spent $115.66, and $9.99 for miscellaneous. Is there something else for miscellaneous? Well, there's one item, and I did not put it in there. I spent more than this on miscellaneous. Man, my husband comes home, and I forget to track in my tracker. Thankfully, I put it in my laptop here. There was a $63.47 item, so let's add that together. That was because we went to Home Depot to get some things that we needed for the house that I was waiting on. There's a light bulb that was flickering in the kitchen. It's like a floodlight, and so I needed one of those. And then he went ahead and got, because I have a toilet that's running, the water just keeps filling up in the bowl, which means the toilet bowl is running, and the flapper or something in it needs to be replaced. So, and we might have to take that piece back because I don't think we bought the right thing. And what else did we get? And a couple other items. Oh, filters for the house. So air conditioning vent filters. So that's pretty much everything. So this is what we spent total. And I'll go back and put a sticker in later, but not right now. So $269.71 plus $115.66 plus $73.46, and that gives us $458.83. All right, if I take 600 and subtract that for $58.83, that would give me $141.17. So let's see if the number's going to cross match. So let's get this up just a little bit. So 180.23 minus the 269.71. That gives us a negative number, which I will write in red. I don't like using red, but in this case, I didn't mind so much because it's fine. It doesn't hurt our budget, and we had the money to do it. So we were over budget by $89.48, but like I said, it's the last day of the month, and it's going towards November stuff anyway. So this is kind of pulled from November. It just went negative. It's not a big deal. And then restaurants, make sure this number's right, 188.52 or 54 minus the 115.66, and that gives us 72.88, which I am happy to see that. And that mostly covers everything above. Plus, I still have money left over in miscellaneous and gasoline, so that was good. 168.20 minus the 73.46, and that gives us $94 here, 74 cents. And then that nothing was spent in gas, so 63.03. And so let's add that together. I have the 94.74. I'm going to add the 63.03 plus the 72.88 and minus the 89.48. Is that how I do it? Yes. I come up with the exact same number. So this is basically what my buffer, the checking account is, plus the 200 I took out. Let's see. Here, the 294.20, that's what I took out. Let me add those two numbers together just so I can have an idea. 294.20. So that's still left, make a note of this, $435.37. There you go. And I kind of wrote it off to the side here. That would be the buffer rolling over into my checking account, going into paycheck 1 for November. So now we are going to go to, these are just transaction logs that I use, paycheck 3. In addition to the weekly check, and I do transaction logs too. I don't show them very much because it's too much for everybody. So I don't really worry about it. Let's see here. So what I did for travel expense, and I need to erase some of this because it didn't happen before this tracker, before October 31st. So I'm going to take it out. It's going to happen in November. And that's okay. And I thought I was going to move money over, but I'm not. I moved money around into my savings to contribute to, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So I didn't do anything there, so nothing actually changed. And so I think this is how it's going to work. I haven't pre-done this, so hopefully it works out okay. So I did a little more than I thought I was going to do here. I keep forgetting every time I tithe to Greater Europe Missions. There's a processing fee, and we don't make the missionaries pay for that. You can take it out of this 175 and they pay for it out of the 175, or you pay the processing fee and they get 175. And I'd rather them get more than less of what we're offering. So the processing fee was $5.25. Is that right? 180.25 minus 175. Yeah, 525. All right. And so we just paid the 525 instead of making the missionaries do that. That's no problem. Grocery household, as we know from what we just figured up, $269.71, 115.66. And since this was just a 3-day thing, I'm not combining weeks to do this paycheck. So I can use these same numbers here from the weekly check-in. And so 73.46 and then 0 here. So let's see what we got. And these over and unders should be the exact same as the weekly check-in, if I did my math right. Go ahead and get all this up here a little bit. Minus 26971. That's a negative. Yep. So negative 89.48. All right. 188.54 minus 115.66 and positive 72.88. And then we have 168.20 again minus the 73.46, and that is $94.74. And then this is still 63.03. All right. Now I did move over cash, and I did move $2,000 into savings, and that's going to the contractor that we'll be actively searching for next week. And then we also moved over 3,700. I think that's the number. Okay, I'm back. So I didn't actually transfer all this money over. I transferred most of it. I transferred $3,715.00 over to give me even number into the savings account and leave a little buffer in the checking account. That way I can kind of have even numbers, basically. And so I could have transferred every penny over, and normally I would, but I'm very close. I would say 72% close to my 3-month savings, fully funded savings. So if I kept the 2,000, I would probably almost be to the penny, but not quite there yet. But we're very close. I mean, definitely very close. So that's no big deal. But this number stayed the same. And so that negative plus the 377.01. Yeah, it just left $58.01 in the checking account, so that the loose change can just stay in the checking and build up in the buffer, and the even numbers can go into the savings. And that's kind of why I did it that way. And it works out. So you'll see on the tracker when I do my savings trackers, fill in those numbers and color in those trackers. It's going to be really, really cool. I'm really excited about that. So let's go ahead and total this number up. And see, oh, I'm already on the screen. So I have 310, and that actually came out this morning for tithing at 180.25. That came out this morning. 269.71 plus 115.66 plus 73.46 plus 2,000 plus 3,715. All right, so total here, let's move this back down, of expenses are $6,664.08. And then we will make that negative, and we'll add it to this number here. Total deposits at the top, $6,858.01. And that gives us $193.93. So what this is telling me here is when you add what was left over from these areas for the buffer, the checking account from what we didn't spend, that is what's going at the bottom. And this is the number that should be balanced forward into November as the balance forward. and then I can add the deposits for the first of the month's check. So that is the number we're looking for. Hopefully I did this right because I didn't pre-do this math. I've been so busy this weekend. But that's okay. I've enjoyed it. My husband's back, and that's why I've been so busy. And I'll just double check it later. So that's fine. So I close out the weekly check-in. I close out paycheck 3, and now I'm moving on to the savings category. So this tracker I don't use very much, but the savings tracker, and I keep it in here because I want to practice using it, but I was going to show you, this is what my savings tracker that I have here would look like in these boxes. So like vacation savings, or not vacation, VA education savings, there was nothing happening this month. Dividends, $2.03 came in, so that's what the new category has. A travel expense, I did take out $350. I moved that $350 plus the $3,000, is it 117 or whatever the 3,000 was, plus this. So let me do that number real quick. 4,065 minus 350. So when I moved out over the $3,715 from my paycheck 3 into savings, I also moved out of this category into this category, $350. And the reason I did that is so when the transaction of that the $350 of travel expense for my husband's travel, because he was gone, he paid for his own meals, it's going to get reimbursed later. I reduced this, put it over here into savings, and then when the paycheck brings the money back, then I can put it back into savings here. So that's just kind of how I rotated the money around. So that's what it looked like on this savings tracker, which I like it. I'm not used to seeing it this way, but I do like it because they're their own little compartmentalized savings categories. But I still think I like this one the best because it's all one account, and I can total up everything, and I can get this total to match what my bank account says. So the $3,715 plus the $350 of expenses that were taken out of our checking account for travel expense is what I'm kind of working with here, and that is what I am adding to my 3 to 6 month emergency fund. So I'm going to put $4,065 here. We didn't take anything out, ending with $9,060 plus $4,065, giving us $13,125 total as far as our emergency fund going towards our 3-month emergency fund. Whew, stumbling over my words here. Now, we didn't add any money to the travel expense. We'll do that next month when the deposit comes. But we did take out $350 because that's what he transferred. And so that gave us a new number of 706 minus 350. That gives us $356 left in this travel expense. So if he needs to spend more next time he goes out, and I should have the travel, it usually comes in 1 or 2 paychecks later, and I can just put it all back in. It should be beefed back up to $700, but we'll have to wait and see on that. No VA education savings happened this month. They will happen next month because he's taking classes starting tomorrow on Monday. So our beginning balance, 706 plus 2267 was $9,788.67. We added we added 4065 plus the 20, that's not right. 4065 plus $2.03 in interest, and that brings us $4,067.03. And then we subtracted out $350, and that gives us a new balance. So I'm going to go from top down. I do have a new balance here as well. $22.67 plus 203, giving us $24.70 in dividends that have been put in this year, since I started tracking it at least. So we're going to add this down, 13,125 plus 356 plus 24.70. And that gives us, something's not right. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. $13,505.70. Now, I'm going to add a line. Instead of erasing all of this, I'm going to add a line because that $2,000 I mentioned earlier that was going to go to the contractor, I did put that in savings. So I'm going to add a different line here, home improvement. Home. And the beginning balance of that was $0. We added 2,000. We didn't take anything out, and that equals 2,000. So our actuals on this, I'm just going to add 2,000 to that, is $15,505.70. So this is our actual total in our bank account. And this is our savings. And 10,000 of this is actually, or 13,000 of this, whatever the 13,125 of this is going to start being moved into a money market account. I just wanted to wait until I had a large enough number to really move it over. And that's where we're going to put that. And then, let's see. This stays at 350. This is my new totals line. And then, so I actually had go in $6,067.03. And that's just kind of blocking this off right here. Sorry, this is getting so messy. I forgot about that step. And then that didn't change, so. All right, so that is the savings tracker. That is how much money I have in my savings account for these items specifically. And yeah, I'm very happy that we were able to move that much money around, especially with the last paycheck of the month. His salary check didn't have a bills assigned to it. It only had tithing assigned to it. And then the fact that the salary check also had overtime, and we tied that, and that's all we did as far as that. And yeah, it was awesome. So this is why I don't do a lot of savings tracking, is because it just depends on the end of the month and what disposable income we have left. Throughout the month, I'm not really ready to decide on what goes into savings until then, just in case I need it for whatever I need it for spending, as far as spending goes. So yeah, that's what that tracker is. And now I'm going to go to where I color in my stuff, which I'm super excited about. So let's start with this guy here. So this is my 3-month emergency fund. I have a sticky note to remind me of all my numbers here. So as you can see here, the 13,125, if I divide it by which is the total amount I have for this tracker, which is a savings jar tracker. All these sheets that you see here, I sell in my shop. You can purchase them for yourself. They're $1 or so. And yeah, just go check out Lisa's Faith and Budget Plan Etsy store. It's listed in the description box below, so if you're interested in that. But I'm going to color in these trackers, and if I divide it by the amount I've got for my division here, it's 8.6. So it's like just a little over 8.5 coloring, and I only can do 2.5 coloring. So that's what I'm going to do here in my mason jar, because I've added 2.5 of these two 1520s plus half of this one total in order to color these in. Oh, it's been a while since I've done this, and I'm stumbling over my words. I do apologize. But yeah, I think this is really, really cool.
We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you. So hold me tight.
Let's see here. There we go. So I'm halfway there as far as this tracker. Now my original tracker that I really love, and these basically have the same total amount as far as how much, it's just broken down in different increments. So, but look how much more full this looks. Oh my gosh. It's like I got 1, 2, 3.5 lines to go, and I'm fully at the 18,000 mark. Oh, wow, that's going to be awesome. Now this has taken me, or taken my family, about a year or more to get to this point. We became, well, all this year, because we didn't start saving till probably about January of this year. But October, actually, it was a year ago yesterday, October 30th, 2020 was when I did my debt payoff, paid off my school loans and paid off all consumer debt. And I've kept all my credit card paid up and everything. So that's been paid off in full all the time. And oh my God, that's amazing. So it's my 1-year anniversary of debt-free, consumer debt-free. And that is just, this is so satisfying to do this coloring for that. So this is the same amount, just a different tracker. I sell both of these trackers, and this is how the piggies are broken up. So I'm just going to color this and fast forward, and I'll be right back.
Through the night. It's just us two, me and you.
Okay, so my emergency tracker or my savings tracker, whichever you want to call these, both my trackers are filled in. I enjoyed coloring it in both, even though they say the exact same thing and I'm tracking the exact same thing twice. It's just, I started out doing this tracker and then I fell in love with this one, and I didn't want to stop not filling this one out. So that's why I kind of have both. Yeah, this is just two ways of looking at the same thing, just depending on how much you want to see grow. The smaller the number and the more you put in, the faster this kind of moves, it looks like, because there's 100 piggies here and 100 different times you can color it, and you use $128. That's easier to reach than $1,520. So this one's a slower moving tracker. This is a little bit faster. So I like showing both so you can kind of get a feel of what you would like or what would be interesting to you. And I am super excited to get all these done. I've kept them the same colors just because I like the two colors together. And yeah, that is my month. My month is closed out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.